When we were looking at setting up the apprentice scheme, we looked and spoke to a number of bodies and training facilities really to see how it would be delivered. And it made sense that if we were going to set up an apprentice scheme, we needed to make sure that the training we were going to give was the correct training, and that we were supported by an awarding body that was recognised industry-wide. So when we met up with Skillset and they had an existing apprenticeship based on these qualifications and based on these standards, it seemed to be the perfect fit really as an industry recognised standards body. We met up and basically gave an outline of what we wanted and why we were trying to do it in terms of targeting skills gaps here, and how we wanted to train up apprentices to be drama specific in these areas. So we looked at the modules that had already been created based on the National Occupational Standards, and we brought our heads of department in those areas to oversee and read through and see whether they agreed with all the training, which they did. They were very happy with the modules that were there. And combined with that, we wanted to create different job pathways, so we had to create some modules. So again, we brought heads of department together with Skillset and the Skills Council to get in a room and thrash out what were the main training requirements of certain roles. And they went away and were able to write up the standards and write up the qualification to the specifications that we'd given. When we were creating the apprenticeship, we were very aware that our industry is one that changes on a regular basis. You know, new technologies come in all the time. HD being an example, of course, has kind of revolutionised the way we work. So we needed to make sure that the apprenticeship had that flexibility to improve. So the fact that the standards are reviewed every few years was a crucial part of our decision to go with them, really. What we wanted was to give individuals that difficult first step into the industry. It's the feedback we get when we go out to see colleges and meet people. It's how do I get in, and that first step is the most difficult. So it gives them that opportunity to get into the industry, and based on that then they have 12 months work experience working on, you know, the BBC brand, working on fantastic shows. It certainly enhances massively any prospects they have for future employment. It's just great to have fresh people coming in with enthusiasm to start with. Both for me to see people come in and see them develop has been you know, one of the most enjoyable parts of my role. Seeing, you know, the first batch of apprentices now going on to become trainees or assistants and work on the different shows has been brilliant. So from an enjoyment point of view, you know, that's been hugely rewarding, really. But in terms of finding people, you know, it was always a long-term plan. Apprenticeships, we are targeting skills gaps, and we're building up the local workforce. So it is sort of playing the long game, if you like. But we know that by building up that local workforce, it's going to make my job and people who crew up the shows that much easier, because they know the local workforce is here, and it gives you that security that you know that not only are they being trained up, but they're being trained up in the correct way, given the correct skills to go out there and become, you know, the sky's the limit for them really, to become, if it's a camera apprentice, to go on to be a camera operator, a DOP in years to come. That's the hope.